Alright, so this is Dimond Bikes, Ironman, Tulsa. Take one. Once I started seeing the bikes that TJ started putting out years ago, I was always attracted to it. There was some sort of tractor beam associated with the Dimond. And I think what ended up being the ultimate selling point is to ride it. Whenever you can get on the bike and just ride it, does it feel like a bike? Does it feel like, hey, let's have some fun, let's go ride bikes? That was the ultimate litmus test for me, was riding it. Because always, off of the look, it had this sex appeal. It was a really good-looking bike, super attractive, but does it ride well? That was the big thing. And after the first ride, I knew for sure I wanted to ride that. First impressions after riding a Dimond were, it handles like a champ, just like a regular two-triangle framed bike would. What I really felt like it was whenever things were just rolling or flat, I'd get into the aero position, and it was almost like a giddy up. It was almost like you get into position, you get into aero, and boom, it just wanted to accelerate. It wanted to jump, which was super. It was a great feeling to have. Also, when going downhill, it was like, let's ride, let's gallop, and it just started flying. So that was the initial response. Was whenever I was in an aero position, it just it wanted to fly, and I could feel it. And the same power on another bike, I just wasn't going as fast. It wasn't like it felt any different. I was going faster, and it wanted to really jump and accelerate. So. Yeah, so first race on the bike was the Challenge Cancun half Ironman. It was, I'd never broken 2 hours on a half Ironman course before. I rode 158. It was crazy fast. The effort felt the same. It wasn't like I felt like I was doing something other than, I'm out here trying my best and time trialing and trying to set up the run so I'm super fresh. So I think just my experience on it was, I felt normal. I felt like me. I felt like I was racing, but I was just moving up and further in the echelon, and to the point where I was at the pointy end, and it was fun to be at the front of the race again. So it's been some time from racing, and after the pandemic, and now that we're back to racing, it's and I've got a new weapon. I think that's probably something it's a real big confidence booster, knowing that I'm on the fastest bike. I think some of the initial concerns with Dimond was it's not a traditional bike. It doesn't look like it's got two triangles. It doesn't have a seat stay. Boy, I put all those to bed immediately after the first ride. It was about riding a bike, it was about having fun, and it was about going fast. I think that's what it came down to, and the proof was in the racing. I'd ridden on the bike on a Wednesday, I raced on it on a Sunday, never broken 2 hours and a half, and bam, laid down a 158. So I know it's fast. I'm just being me on the bike, and it's allowing me to shine. So it's been super special. So expectations for Ironman Tulsa, as I'm getting older, coming off of the pandemic, all these things, they're not really weighing on me. When it's time to race, it's time to race. And I've done the right preparation. I think that each year I learn something more about the sport, more about the individual sports that make up triathlon, and also more about myself. And so I feel like I'm prepared to race. I've kind of specified my training towards the Ironman ride and a marathon run. So my expectations are, I'm going to give it my best effort. I'm not going to try any harder than I've ever tried before, because I've always tried hard and I've always put forth a good effort and an honest effort. Hopefully, I think that, with new weapons at my disposal, I think there's a confidence that comes with it. And all right, let's say I don't have the fastest bike ride I've ever had in an Ironman for me on race day. But if that ride takes less out of me because of the aerodynamic performance and because of the way I was able to set up my run and I execute the run, the name of the game is getting to the finish line in the fastest way possible. And if my efficiency just rises because I'm on the marquee, that's a total victory for me. So I've got tempered expectations, but at the same time, I do expect a lot from myself on race day. I'll be focused at the task at hand, and that's get to the finish line as quickly as possible. We've never raced this course, so I couldn't tell you if we're going sub 8 or not, but I'd like to knock on that 8-hour door if the course is amenable to us going sub 8. Yeah, so riding is believing when it comes to getting on a bike, testing it out. If we can get you on a Dimond, you'll feel the difference and you'll know the difference. There's a difference in the proprioception in the way that it feels, but there's also a different feeling in your heart. And for me, I knew it the first time I rode my Dimond, and I was ready to ride it for the rest of my career. If you don't have the opportunity to ride a Dimond, but you're really interested in how it rides and how it feels, I can tell you from experience that after the first bike ride, you know that you're on the right machine, because it jumps, it wants to fly with you. And aerodynamically, it is fast. The feel, the overall general feel is it is comfortable. And I think at the end of the day, it makes you want to ride your bike more and more and more. And I can't give a bigger compliment to a bike than saying, do you want to go ride bikes? Hey, let's go ride, because the Dimond makes me that happy. What's up, everybody? In POTTS here. I am checking in my bike for Ironman Tulsa. This will be my first Ironman ride on the Dimond. So I've got the Dimond marquee that I'm racing with today. Got a Vision disc wheel. Really looking forward to just having the weapon at my disposal. There's 3 things that go into this triathlon for me that are new. They're hopefully going to be separating factors in terms of my personal performance. On the swim, I've got a prototype wetsuit I'm working on, and on the bike, I've got arguably the fastest bike in the field with the Dimond marquee. If someone's riding the Dimond Mogul, then they might have the fastest bike. And then on the run, I've got some prototype shoes I'm working with Ultra. So we did a few things here to make me just a little faster. Trying to pay attention to watt gains and watt savings. Just trying to save a few grams of drag. So you'll notice up front when I go into my cockpit, got a little homemade contraption here. My bottle, it's just going to be a regular bottle, will go right here, and my arms will cover it, and I'll have a bottle underneath. So this will be the position, right? And it'll be nice and tight. But, whoop! Super arrow, bang right there. When the bottle will fill the gap. Trying to pay attention to covering gaps here. I'll have 2 bars for my lunchbox. But everything else will be infinite on board. Might not even need bars, just because Infinite has everything I need. the name of the game, and especially in an Ironman, is being comfortable. Are you comfortable in your position? Because if you're comfortable, then you can drive power and you can stay in an aero position, and that's what the Dimond does for me. All these other small modifications, they save watts along the way, but ultimately it's a comfortable bike, and when I get off, I'm ready to run a marathon. It's not like I don't feel like I've been totally beaten down by the ride. So get ready for game day. Got a few weapons up my sleeve. Getting older, but getting smarter. So hopefully that'll be my advantage on race day. Just racing with my brains and as always, racing with my heart. That's what I got. So, Ironman Tulsa is in the books. It was the Ironman North American Championships. It's been a long time since we've had the opportunity to do a race of this magnitude. So it attracted a really large field. I think we had 72 male pros. At least it went up that high in numbers. I'm not sure what the actual start list looked like. But yeah, a really strong field. Was definitely happy with how the potential of the day. Goal number one was to earn a spot to the Ironman World Championships, and I was able to check that box. So that was really good. Goal number two was just move up and try to place as high as I could. The weather was the weather. It rained a little bit. About for half the ride, we were riding wet. The road conditions made it difficult to ride really steady and smooth. It was a little bit herky-jerky because you found yourself bobbing and weaving and diving in and out to avoid potholes and cracks. So I thought that, my bike really responded, as I lean left and lean right, and I, make micro adjustments. I thought, the bike responded, my legs responded really well. I think ultimately when you look at the big effort of the day, it's about getting to the finish line as quickly as possible. I would have liked to have ridden a little faster, but I had my second best Ironman run ever. And as I get older, that's harder and harder to say. So that's a really nice testament to not only my preparation, but also the weapons at my disposal, allowing me to be me on race day. So really happy with how things played out. Like I said before, the name of the game is to get to the finish line as quickly and efficiently as possible. I was able to go sub 8, which was super, it's always nice to go fast. Sneaking under the 8-hour barrier was really nice. And I felt like the fact that I was able to really run my race and execute on race day had everything to do with not only the race dynamics, but also dictating when I need to dictate and being still responsive to the individual moments as they come up on race day. I think ultimately what we're looking for as athletes is the opportunity to shine and execute our race, and things to get out of your control easily in Ironman racing. And as a professional, you still have to respond to the field. It's not like you can just do your whole race all day and then hope for the best at the finish line. There's still dynamic, and racing things that happen. So I felt like specifically on the bike I was able to ride dynamically. When it was me just doing a solo effort, I was able to stay smooth, execute my plan. And then when I was riding with the pack, it was be responsive, respond to movements, be attentive, and be vigilant and focused. And yeah, I can say that the Dimond brand has earned its reputation well, because it was everything and more that I wanted it to be on race day. My goal watts, I was actually about 8 to 9 watts above at halfway what I thought I was going to be able to push. But that right afterwards I was followed up by the group, and so my watts went down because I was in the group dynamic and benefiting from a 12-meter draft. I'd say, I don't know if it's overstating or understating. I think maybe I was probably 28 to 30 watts faster, or I was moving faster on the Dimond. I'm looking for a 1 watt, 2 watt, 3 watts maximum improvement on training, and just because I'm already training and competing and I've been at this for a long time. So if I can still make gains in my mid-40s, that's a really nice testament to the preparation. So I have to look for gains elsewhere, and I think that's what precipitated the conversation with Dimond in the beginning. Is how can I get faster? What can I do? What choices can I make to make me a more efficient athlete on race day? And ultimately, it came down to, if you want to be, when I had the conversation with TJ at Dimond, he said, if you want to be every bit the athlete that I know you are, we can help you. We can help you with getting you on the fastest bike and making the right choices and right positioning. And it's just a really nice partnership with Dimond. So on the run, when I got off the bike, so Ironman's a funny day. Because of the history of the sport, 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, and a marathon run. And the way that the Ironman distance was established was Duke, Kamehameha, swim, the ride around Oahu, and then the Honolulu Marathon. Who had the tougher day, which was the harder endurance activity, and then they combined all three. And the 112 mile bike, when you get to mile 100, you say to yourself, what is wrong with 100 miles? It's a nice round number, it works really well. Why do I have to ride 12 more miles? It seems almost, it just seems a bit extra at that time. And I got to mile 100, I was fresh, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for the last half hour of the bike. And then when I got on my feet, I've been waiting to execute a run like that for a long time, and a little bit more fresh. Could have been because of the dynamics. I think a lot of it has to do with the setup on the bike, saving watts, going faster at an easier effort. And yeah, it was 2:46 on the marathon, which is my second fastest marathon in an Ironman, and I can't wait to dive into the numbers, look at my preparation, see where I can improve, maybe executing a cleaner race. There's always something to work on, but I know I'm starting with the best now.